Nominees for the People's Choice Awards 2022, an award show decided by popular vote, were disclosed. The Lucasfilm production Obi-Wan Kenobi Star Wars Adventures was nominated for 3 People's Choice Awards. In what ways do we know Obi-Wan Kenobi? In what ways do these honors reflect excellence? When it comes to the awards, what exactly do they cover? Listen in as we go deeper into the topic. To begin, Obi-Wan Kenobi receives 3 People's Choice Award nominations. The nominees for the 2022 People's Choice Awards, an award program based on public voting, were announced. Obi-Wan Kenobi, a Star Wars series produced by Lucasfilm, received 3 nominations. Obi-Wan Kenobi takes place 10 years after the events of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, in which Obi-Wan Kenobi experienced his greatest defeat, the downfall and corruption of his best friend and Jedi trainee, Anakin Skywalker, who turned to the dark side as terrible Sith Lord Darth Vader. Both Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen reprised their legendary roles in the series. The show received nominations in the following categories: the 2022 Sci-Fi Fantasy Show of 2022 and the Male TV Star of 2022. The People's Choice Awards, hosted by Kenan Thompson, will be broadcast on NBC and E! On Tuesday, December 6th. The polls are now open. All 6 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi, as well as the behind-the-scenes feature A Jedi's Return, are now available exclusively on Disney+. Check out our whole series coverage, including our review, episode recaps, and more. McGregor has attended several conventions this year, including Fan Expo Boston, where he spent his Q&A panel discussing many aspects of his career, most notably his experience in the Star Wars world. Moving on, Ewan McGregor says he wishes for an Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2. When the main character of a series declares that he is ready for more, one would assume that those in power are paying attention to what they have to say. Unfortunately, Disney does not work in this manner, but that didn't stop Ewan McGregor from approaching the microphone at the Celebrity Fan Fest in August. He even told everyone in attendance that he was ready to reprise his role as Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is what McGregor had to say, much to the joy of his supporters. "I'm fully up for it, people. I want to do it." He poured cold water on his and the supporters' desires. "To be honest, there are currently no plans to make one." McGregor gave some hope by saying, "But I'm very confident that they're simply biding their time. However, no one has approached me to date." Of course, there's always the sleight of hand which many entertainers are known for. They are either unable or unwilling to make the big reveal until the moment is right, but they are fully aware of where the future lies. The second season of Obi-Wan Kenobi raises the probability of this happening. Isn't it reasonable to expect some game plan for the Star Wars franchise? We only recently finished the well-crafted Star Wars sequels, so we may be giving them too much credit. On the other hand, maybe we're being unduly generous. Following that, Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2 plot has not been determined. If Disney decides to make an Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2, the key question is, where does Ben Kenobi go next? According to those participating, Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 1 was intended to be a one-time event. Despite McGregor's enthusiastic support for Season 2 and Christensen's statement, which we'll get to in a moment, he said, "I would love to continue with this character. You know, I believe there's definitely more there to explore, and I'd be really happy to do so." So where would these characters go? Those in charge of the Star Wars universe have been attempting to distance themselves from the Skywalkers. Because Season 1 focused on Princess Leia and Darth Vader, and Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2 might divert attention away from the Skywalkers and send our favorite Jedi Master to uncharted territory. This isn't to say McGregor and Christensen won't reunite again, it just means it might be under very different circumstances. Next up, Obi-Wan director Deborah Chow wants a second season. Like McGregor and Christensen, Deborah Chow, who directed all 6 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 1, is eager for more Obi-Wan Kenobi. She began by explaining to Radio Times how Season 1 came to be. She said, "You know, we always envisioned this as a limited series, so it's not your typical adventure story. It's one long story with a beginning, middle, and a conclusion. As a result, I believe this story was designed to stand alone." Chow then went on to discuss the prospect of more, and I quote, "Of course, there are other stories you could tell. There are certainly another 10 years until we get to A New Hope, and with a character like Obi-Wan Kenobi, I suppose even watching him ride through the beach may be entertaining at times. So who can say? It's difficult to say at the moment, but it was not the intention." In reality, when she spoke with Radio Times, Chow was only concerned with one thing: getting away. "Honestly, at this time, the only thing I'm thinking about is taking a vacation," she explained. "I'm still not there. I can't even imagine imagine it yet. To get there first, I need to finish the show. Then there are the unverified stories about how Season 1 changed course due to the high ratings. The figures made those in command so happy that rewrites were carried out to keep Inquisitor Reva, the third sister, Moses Ingram, alive in the hope that Season 2 would be greenlit. Reva would be a great addition to a future Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2. Moving on, Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2 would be on Disney+. Take our suggestion with a grain of salt, especially as there has been no announcement about an Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2 yet. The first season of Obi-Wan Kenobi began filming in early May 2021 and will broadcast on Disney+ roughly 13 months later. So if that's the bar for an Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and we haven't heard anything about Season 2 yet, we're probably looking at early 2024 as the earliest Disney+ could air it. Following that, Hayden Christensen will be featured in Ahsoka. Star Wars fans rejoiced when it was announced that Hayden Christensen would reprise his role as Darth Vader in the first season of Obi-Wan Kenobi. They appear to have forgiven him for the stiff and cringy dialogue delivery in the Star Wars prequels and welcomed him back with open arms. There's nothing wrong with that. Christensen's comeback was well received, so much so that Disney asked him to return for another series. No, not Season 2 of Obi-Wan Kenobi, but the upcoming Ahsoka series starring Rosario Dawson. Dawson, on the other hand, appears to have gotten a smack on the hand when she revealed in a now deleted Instagram post that Christensen will be appearing on her series. Luckily, she didn't reveal the Mark Hamill news as well. In the post, she linked a story about the Christensen rumor with the comment, "Sky Guy, they know. Snips, I'll see you shortly." Anyone familiar with Star Wars, namely Star Wars The Clone Wars, will know the names Sky Guy and Snips as the nicknames Ahsoka and Anakin gave each other. Unfortunately, the information had not yet been made public. I glanced in my inbox and Star Wars was like, "You might want to take that down," Dawson told Vanity Fair. Dawson remembered, "I'm thinking to myself, man, I can't be trusted." Finally, Andor Season 2 will go to an iconic Star Wars location. Star Wars Andor is already 9 episodes into its first season on Disney+, with 3 more. The show has already been confirmed to have 2 seasons, with the second set to begin production soon. Because Andor is set 5 years before the events of Rogue One, a Star Wars story, some characters from the film have previously appeared in the series. The show also follows Mon Mothma, Genevieve O'Reilly, in addition to Cassian Andor, Diego Luna. And last week's episode saw the return of Forrest Whitaker as Saw Gerrera and Duncan Powell as Melshi. Characters aren't the only things that return in Andor. We've also seen some classic locations, such as Coruscant, and there will be more. According to Collider, Yavin will appear in the second season of Andor. The Rebel Alliance's underground military stronghold was located in the original Star Wars on the planet's 4th moon, Yavin 4. The setting was revisited in Rogue One, and showrunner Tony Gilroy recently mentioned Yavin's reappearance when praising new staff writer Tom Bissell. Tom Bissell is a pretty cool and interesting, versatile, and good writer, but he's also a huge Star Wars fan, which we needed to make sure we had because we're going into Rogue One and Yavin, and then we're going into places where we eventually need to really weave our way back to the source. So Tom stepped in and has been fantastic, so he has some episodes as well. Well, that marks the end of our video for today. We hope you enjoyed it. On your way out, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more content like this in the future. Thanks for watching.